Lieutenant Brown said, "Good shooting, Rose." I hate to say this, but there is some humor in, like on my first mission, I was crawling around with the wounded, and had a car 15. If I had it to do all over again, I never would have carried a car 15, because they'd always send it up in the middle of my back, or pushed. It was always in the way. I would have just asked for a 45, because I figured if I needed a rifle, things were going to be bad at that point, if the medic has to defend the perimeter. So anyway, I just lost my train of thought.
First mission, you were crawling around with your car 15.
Oh yeah, and I was carrying my bag, and I slammed it down, and the rifle went off. It went across our compound and struck an NVA or whatever. Lieutenant Brown said, "Good shooting, Rose." I said, "Sir, that was an accident." And he said, "In that case, be more careful." I don't know if I killed the guy, but I know he went down. You get hit in the shoulder or leg, you're going down. I mean, it's a lot like hitting, Babe Ruth hitting you in the knee with a baseball bat. But, there's some, and then that night I remember Brown was looking for a dry place, because it started raining in the afternoon, and that's one of those places where it's either raining, just stopped raining, or about to rain. So he called my name, wanting to know if my hole was dry. At that time, I took my canteen cup, reached up over the lip of my foxhole, and poured the water out. And I heard him say, "Well, I guess he's not dry either." Nobody was dry. When you get in an environment like that, about the third day in, you stop wearing socks.